The greater good.
Oh, is that what I think it is? It's the Iceriver KS2 Lite Kaspa mining mini beast.
Honey, when are you going to turn on the furnace?
I'm not turning the furnace on this year, honey.
But it's cold. We need heat.
Oh, I'm bringing the heat, honey.
If you don't turn on the furnace...
Not now, I'm doing crypto stuff.
Hey everybody, Greater Good Mining here. First of all, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Since you're new here, do me a favor and smash the like button and hit the subscribe button. It really helps out more than you guys know. So if you've been with me for a long time, you have been watching my arrival videos and my setup videos, this is going to be a different kind of video. I will show some testing in this video like I usually do, but I've already set these miners up so many times. I'm sure you guys are getting a little bit bored with it. I am too. If you want to know how to set this KS2 Lite up, check out my AL2 Lite video. It sets up the exact same way. The only exception is you will need a different wallet, of course, because the AL2 mines lithium, this mines Kaspa. If you are looking for a Tangem wallet, which is what I mine my Kaspa miner straight to my Tangem wallet, there's a 20% off sale. It should be 20% off with discount code Greater Good. I will be mining with this KS2 Lite straight to my Tangem ring. I want to see how it does through the bull one with the current price of the KS2 Lite. I want to see if you will get your money back if you mine with this thing, because that's what's out in everybody's mind. Like, will I make my money back with this thing and then some? Will this thing be worth more a year from now if Kaspa takes off? That's kind of the question a lot of people have in their mind. Let's go ahead and get into, instead of a setup video, I want to talk about some reasons why you should buy this miner and some reasons why maybe you shouldn't. So we're going to be entering a new era when it comes to how friendly the United States government is to cryptocurrency. So this has less to do with just specifically Kaspa and more to do with the environment in general. Donald Trump holds $7.1 million in crypto, according to Cointelegraph. He's also going to be very friendly to energy production. If the cost of your electricity goes down, then the profitability of any miner that you own will go up. I don't think you're bullish enough if you don't see some of the signs and the writings on the wall. Like, we have a Department of Government Efficiency called Doge. So that should tell you where we're headed. Okay, so we've got bullish macro incoming. Everybody can see that, like I said, the writing's on the wall. But what about the cost of machines going forward? Do you think there will be some scarcity? Do you think the cost of the machines can go up? And I would say most definitely it can and will. So something I wanted to read off of X, and I think Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social, is that he's going to be imposing tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada. So pretty significant tariffs too. We're talking about a 10% increase on tariffs from China, and I'm already paying 20% tariffs on any miner that's over $800. Red Panda Mining also said, oh baby, and retweeted this. The Customs and Border Protection Agency is holding certain imports of Bitmain Tech Antminer ASICs at ports of entry. I've actually had trouble lately myself. I had a KS2 Lite, not this one, but another one that was held at the import duty office and they would not send it to me. They ended up sending it back. So it is happening in real life. It happened to me. So just be aware that there's going to be some issues with miners coming into the country at some point, and that might drive the prices up because there will be scarcity. Son of a Tech says the silicone shortage begins and you all still think used working S19s are a bad deal. You saw a whole previous cycle and still not going to make moves yet again. We already experienced a chip shortage in the previous bull going into bear market. So COVID-19, that's not really a problem anymore, but trade restrictions might be. US imposed restrictions on Chinese chip imports in September of 2020. That can happen again on top of those tariffs that we talked about. Severe weather, yeah, severe weather and fires definitely can happen again. Neon shortage. The Russian invasion of Ukraine caused a shortage of neon, a gas used in chip production. That is an ongoing conflict right now in Europe. So the shortage is beginning to ease, but there are concerns that another shortage could occur. So this is something that you might want to consider also when everything gets crazy and frothy, which it will. You might be already sidelined, like Son of a Tech says. You might be out of the game already if you don't. Friends over at Terra Hosting also said, hey everyone, please take note. Due to the market volatility, prices of ASICs are changing frequently. All manufacturers are located in China, and that's 12 hours ahead of the US. So if you place an order, there's a good chance the price might increase if the markets are moving. And Dogecoin, for example, went from 10 cents all the way up to as high as 46 cents recently. This is what I'm talking about. You're not going to catch this. You're not going to catch this pump and get miners ordered in time before the prices go up, unless you do it ahead of time when everybody's bored with a coin, or it's not profitable, or it's not as profitable. This is what is going to happen. It is already happening right now. So let's take a look at some of the miners on terahashes. I'm going to talk specifically about the AlphaPax DG Home 1 because I did pre-order one of these from AlphaPax a long time ago. I was at Mining Disrupt, and I have been talking with the AlphaPax team. I was able to pre-order one of these before everything went completely nuts. And I believe, if I remember correctly, the price of this was around $1,800 just recently. Now it's up to $2,300, and that's not anyone's fault except for yours if you don't get in before things start going crazy. So this is a very good, reasonable price from terahashes.com. Check them out. You can use my affiliate codes in the description of this video if you're looking to order something from Terahashes. So those are just some examples that I wanted to show you. Okay, so let's look at Kaspa's chart, and I'm going to tell you, nothing I say is financial advice. Everything I'm doing and saying is my own opinion, and it's up to you to look into projects and equipment that you think will make it, and you be a big boy and just decide for yourself. So anyway, let's look at Kaspa's chart. So 2023, we were doing kind of nothing for a while. We were at around 1 cent. Then we ripped up to about 3 or 4 cents in April of 2023. But then it kind of ranged between 1 cent and like 4 cents through the whole year. Look at September 2023. That's a large majority of the year. We were chopping in between. And this is what this chart looked like for a long time. Then all of a sudden we ripped up all the way to about 13 cents. And that took almost no time at all. We're talking from September, we were 3 cents of 2023, and we went all the way up to 13 cents. That's an insane pump. Now, we have been ranging since the end of 2023 between about 10 to as high as 21 cents. And we've just been stuck in this range. You can look at the chart for 1 year, and we've been kind of stuck in this range, but we have very strong support at 10 cents, as you can see. And I'm not a trader, I'm not a chart reader, but I mean, it's kind of obvious if you look at this. What do you think might happen next? If you believe in crypto cycles, I'm going to show you something. This is the global cryptocurrency market cap for basically as long back as you really need to go. And we are going to show you the last couple bull runs, the total crypto market cap. So January 7th, 2018, that was pretty much the peak of the bull run around the 2017 to 2018 bull run. We're talking about like 782 for the total crypto market cap. Now let's fast forward to the next bull run. In November of 2021, that was pretty much the peak for the last bull run that we got to experience. And the market cap more than tripled. So it seems like we have been getting a tripling of the total crypto market cap each bull run for the last several bull runs. And look at where we are today, before we even really get over $100,000 for a Bitcoin, before we even get into what would normally be considered the bull run year. Everyone says the year will be 2025. They've been calling it for years because of the halving cycle, because of the global liquidity cycle, because of this cryptocurrency market cap cycle that seems to keep happening. And everyone says it's going to be different this time, and maybe it won't happen, or maybe the ETFs change things. But if you look at where we're at right now, we are already at almost $3.5 trillion total crypto market. Now, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And if it rhymes, then you can expect a tripling of the crypto market cap. If you also consider all of those bullish catalysts I talked about earlier, then we are looking at an epic bull run of possibly $10 trillion or more of a total crypto market cap. What does that have to do with Kaspa? What does that have to do with the KS2 Lite that I just picked up? Well, let's take a look at the market cap of. Okay, so we're on marketcapof.com, and I took the price of Kaspa and I am comparing it to the price of Cardano at Cardano's all-time high during the last bull run. And that would put Kaspa at $3.75. Now, before you say, what are you talking about? Kaspa is 15 cents. It seems like it wants to dip down to 10 all the time. How could this possibly be? Let's take a look at what Cardano did in the last bull run. Okay, here we go. Cardano, for years, it was chopping around at like 3 or 4 cents, doing nothing. Probably the most boring chart you've ever seen. Then Whoa, look at that. That's what can happen in a bull run. Went up to $3 pretty much. Now, this is what happens at the end of a bull run. So you have to be careful when you're buying these machines. There's going to be all kinds of madness going on soon, and it's going to be tough to catch it. It's going to be tough to order equipment when this is happening. That's like 1 month. It went from 4 cents to $1. Do you think you're going to be able to get mining equipment? And I know you can't mine Cardano, but do you think you're going to be able to get mining equipment when this happens? Do you think you're going to have an easy time getting a hold of anything when this happens? You should be preparing right now for all this stuff to happen. If you haven't already, if you haven't been mining through the bear market, or you've been waiting for things to get better, you might miss the boat. You might already be too late. If it hits $1, if it hits $3, if it hits $5, who knows what will happen? You might be pretty upset that you didn't get in on this equipment while it was still very cheap. Okay, last but not least, and all jokes aside with the misses on the whole furnace thing that you saw in the beginning of the video, I don't want to run my furnace if I am going to be running mining equipment. I have miners in the garage right now that I'm kind of strategically bringing into the house to heat certain rooms in certain areas, because why should I pay for heat when I have heat being created from mining in my garage? So that's why I like these home miners. It's got fans built in. It's very quiet. I have it running in the background right now. You cannot even hear it at all. So it's 500 watts. It's very quiet. It has some fans built in, and it'll circulate the heat in a room, and it will heat a nice sized bedroom or a small living room pretty well. I'm beating a dead horse by saying this, but I really don't want to run my furnace. If you're a crypto miner and you have decent home mining equipment, why not spread it throughout the house? You can maybe not heat your entire house, but you could supplement your bill by making it warmer in a lot of the areas so you don't have to run it as often. Okay, so those are some of the reasons why I think that it might be a good idea to pick up a Kaspa miner right now before everything goes crazy. Now I will talk about the reasons why you maybe shouldn't. The dreaded Kaspa mining hash rate. So it has gone up exponentially this year, and I've already covered this in so many videos, but I wanted to make sure I include it in this one. We don't know what the hash rate's going to do next. I don't know what the manufacturers are planning. No one really does. They keep it very tight to their chest. Just fair warning, no one knows what this will do. And if there's money to be made off these miners, you can bet that they're going to make more of them. So right now, we are at 1.33 exahash, and it seems like it has kind of cooled off for the last month or so. We've been chopping around like 1.3 exahash for about a month. And you know that when the hash rate goes up, the profitability on these miners goes down. The price of Kaspa has not appreciated enough to absorb this extra hash rate. We are still profitable on a KS2 Lite, and that's good. But if this hash rate doubles and the price doesn't go up anytime soon, you're going to be sitting there thinking, man, I don't even know if I want to run this thing. And that's what is kind of tricky with mining in general, especially with Kaspa. The emission schedule is aggressive. The reward reduction is aggressive. Let's take a look at that real quick. The next Kaspa reward reduction is in 6 days. And right now we are in November of 2024. So right now, Kaspa per second, 77. So 77 Kaspa per second is being emitted. So that is a significant drop from a year ago. Let's go ahead and take a look at around November, 155. And let's look back to November of 2022, 311. So it is like a halving every year, you guys. So just know that eventually we're counting on fees. So are you going to be in this for the long haul, or are you just trying to get as much Kaspa as you can for this bull run and maybe sell your equipment during the bull run? That's kind of like something you have to consider. And that's kind of part of what is going on right now. It's gonna be too late pretty soon to get into mining equipment. It's gonna get very expensive. And one of the downsides of all of this is you have to be ready to play the game. You saw how quickly things can change. In 1 month, it can moonshot, and the cost of your equipment might go up, and the cost of your electricity might go down. So it might be very tempting to hold on to all this equipment. You have to be able to act quickly. You have to be willing to sell things when it's time to sell them. And that's really difficult for people to do too. Another reason why maybe you should not get one of these is if your electric rate is terrible. And it seems obvious, but not a lot of people take a look at their bill and really calculate out what it's going to cost them to run this thing. They're just hoping for a moonshot. So please check out some websites like maybe like mine, theasic.com, just to kind of get an idea. This isn't going to be very perfectly accurate. Just consider your own situation. I punched in 13-cent electric just to see where it would be if we broke even on this thing. So current price at Kaspa with 13-cent electric, you're basically breaking even. You're kind of losing like 2 cents per day. Now, this is without KRC20 tokens in the mix. If you've seen some of my other videos, on days that KRC20 tokens are getting minted, you're going to be getting a lot more Kaspa on those days. This does not really take that into consideration. So think about that as well. That's another bullish catalyst. Maybe I should have talked about that in the bullish catalyst section, but I've already done videos on KRC20. So if you can afford to run neutral or slightly negative and you want to take the risk, then go for it. But this is one of those things where maybe you shouldn't be mining, and especially with coins that are volatile, if you can't afford to lose the money. Another reason why you might want to not buy the miner is some people say it's just easier to buy the coin and you can get more Kaspa today if you just bought the coin than if you mined it. They are a lot of the times aren't considering the fees that are involved in transferring, buying crypto, but Kaspa has pretty low fees, so that's a good thing. But your exchange might charge you more than just a regular Kaspa transaction. But let's go ahead and take a look at how much Kaspa I would get if I bought today at the price of the KS2 Lite on Iceriver.io. So shipped, it's $650, but I can save you a little bit of money if you use discount code GREATER. It will get you 1.5% off of a Kaspa miner and 2.5% off of a lithium miner. So use discount code GREATER if you do decide to buy one of these and you go to checkout. So let's see how much Kaspa you would get if you just bought the coin today. Okay, some quick math on the back of a napkin, and we've got 4,240 Kaspa is what you would get if you bought the coin today instead of mining. Okay, so the last thing that I'll say about negatives about mining in this video anyway is that just like I said, the price of the miner can go up exponentially if the price of the coin goes up. You can also have the price of the machine go down. So your value of your machine can very easily go down, like we've already seen in the last 6 months or so. The KS0 Ultra is now down to $129 on Iceriver's website. AL0 was $800 when it first came out. Now it's down to $200 because the hash rate's gone up and the cost of the coin has not appreciated enough to cover that hash rate. So that is something else to consider. And it seems more obvious because we've been experiencing that in the last 6 months. But I did want to make sure if you're new and you're watching this video, the price of the miner can go down still. There could be another batch of Icerivers getting ready to release any minute. We just don't know. So just consider that the machine doesn't always appreciate, and we can get into a bubble where it can appreciate greatly and then drop off fast. Like I said in the previous segments, it can happen fast. If you don't sell at the right time, you could be left holding the bag on your coins, and you could also be left holding the bag on your miner. So you have to consider those things when you're buying and mining any kind of crypto. Okay, I did say I would do some testing on this thing, so let's go ahead and get out the decibel meter, and we will get out my thermal imaging camera, the Predator, and we'll hit this thing with a thermal imaging camera, see if it's got any hot spots, see what it looks like, and we will also check the wattage consumption on my meter box. We'll see exactly how much this thing pulls, so we know how accurate it is on a calculator like the Mine the ASIC calculator. We want to know how many watts we're pulling from this thing. So let's go ahead and do some testing, and then at the end of the video, I'll give you some final thoughts. All right, thanks, Predator. I appreciate it. What? No, I'm not gonna pay you. Okay, fine. Send me your Kaspa wallet address. Jeez. Okay, so the argument that this thing makes a good space heater was never really in question. It's nice and quiet, and it's got a couple of fans built in, so it will circulate nice warm heat through a small room. Let's see exactly how many watts we're pulling and check it on our meter box. Okay, as you can see, I'm pulling about 513 watts, and that is as advertised on Iceriver.io because it does say 500 watts plus or minus 10% on their website. And as you can see, the KS2 Lite is nice and quiet at around 50 decibels, so you really could just have this sitting on a shelf in a room and it wouldn't bother you at all. So what are my overall thoughts on the KS2 Lite? I do like this machine. It is efficient, it is quiet, it can heat up a room, and it can stack you some Kaspa. Those are all positive things. But also consider the risks, everything that I talked about in the video, and that you can lose money in crypto. And it's not just mining, it's buying crypto and any kind of investment, period. So don't invest more than you can afford to lose. I want to thank Iceriver for sending me the KS2 Lite to test out and talk about in this video. If you appreciated the video, do me a favor, hit the like button like I said before, subscribe to the channel, and consider using the affiliate links in the description of the video because that will help my channel out. I do get a small commission if you click on those links and use my discount codes and purchase things. So I do appreciate you using my discount codes. If you liked this video, also check out some of my other crypto content. I've got tons of it. And last but not least, don't forget to keep it decentralized for the greater good.
The greater good.